What's up, everybody? It's good to be back. You're watching Joe Box TV, and I'm here to recap some of the biggest boxing news from the past few weeks that I haven't yet covered. So we got a lot of new developments to discuss. We got Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner set to fight on January 19th. Should be very intriguing. We've got Canelo Alvarez signing a massive deal with the big-time online network DAZN. That seems to be taking over boxing now. All of a sudden, DAZN and ESPN seems to be the new big thing. We got Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia set to battle. This Saturday in Los Angeles on Showtime pay-per-view, we got the highly anticipated heavyweight matchup between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I'll get into all of that. But first, Canelo Alvarez signed the biggest, richest sports deal in history. $365 million over 5 years on DAZN. Biggest deal in sports history. Oh, but I forgot! Boxing's dead, remember? Explain that. DAZN knows that there's plenty of marketability in boxing. Right now they're the big network on the rise. What's really impressed me about DAZN's coverage so far is they've been consistent. And it's not that they're just consistently putting out mediocre fights. No, they're picking up solid fights. A lot of excellent fights over in the UK in particular. You got the World Boxing Super Series. They just got done with the big super middleweight tournament, capped off by Callum Smith stopping George Groves. Now we got the bantamweight tournament, and they also had a couple of cards featuring Jarrell Miller, Claressa Shields. It's been a good start for DAZN, and I like what I'm seeing. I hope they can keep this up, and I'm optimistic that they will. Canelo's first fight on DAZN is going to be a bit of a tune-up fight against Rocky Fielding. But again, it's a 5-year contract, so it's understandable. Just 3 months after his fight with Triple G, why he would want a tune-up fight. Also, Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner set to fight on January 19th. Let's talk about it. I like the matchup. At the moment, I think Pacquiao wins fairly easily, easier than most would expect, and I'll explain why. On paper, this is a very intriguing fight. I like this so much better than Floyd Mayweather against Adrian Broner. I'm sorry, I hate that matchup, just because they both have similar styles, even though Floyd executes that style much better than Broner does. I mean, let's face it, as much as Broner seems to kind of want to be Floyd Mayweather, he's not. Now I know Floyd Mayweather showed that he's better than Manny Pacquiao in 2015. But the reason why I say I like this matchup better is because Pacquiao has a more aggressive style, and I think maybe that will bring the best out of Broner. In a lot of Adrian Broner's fights, he just lays back and gives away rounds. He'll lean against the ropes, try to catch shots off his gloves, but enough of them get through to where he loses rounds, and then he acts like, oh, you're not hurting me, but he's not doing anything himself. When he lets his hands go, it's very exciting to watch. Even though Manny Pacquiao's been in so many lucrative fights, and is extremely wealthy, like the wealthiest person in the Philippines. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, I think he still has plenty of hunger. I still see that, and I saw that in the Lucas Matisse fight. As much as Adrian Broner talks a good game, I do question if he takes it as seriously as some of the top contenders or some of the best. I mean, you look at his mitt work and looks a little fat, I gotta be honest. I mean, Pacquiao sent out a tweet or something to Adrian Broner warning him to not eat too much on Thanksgiving. I don't think he'll have too much trouble making weight, because this isn't the first time he's done this. But again, I'm not sure if he really has that next gear and that will to win that's gonna lead him past a guy like Pacquiao, even though Pacquiao isn't what he once was. It seems sometimes like Adrian Broner tries to fight the perfect fight as to where he doesn't want to get hit. Like, every time a guy starts to let his hands go or gives him a feint, like, he'll crouch down to his right side in a Philly shell, and I think a guy like Pacquiao just picks him apart, particularly with that straight left hand. That signature straight left hand. Even at his age, Pacquiao is much quicker than Broner. Better hand speed, better footwork, terrific angles, even still at this stage in his career. I just see him giving Broner all kinds of fits. Winning probably 9 rounds to 3, I'm going to say. I think Broner has his moments, maybe with some right hand leads, but I don't think he's going to have a consistent enough work rate. Now, Floyd Mayweather was able to fight at a fairly low pace because he's so accurate with his punches. But, like I said, Broner's no Floyd Mayweather. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below about Pacquiao-Broner. What's your prediction? Now let's talk about Errol Spence against Mikey Garcia. The fight is official for March 2019. Now, I have a bold prediction, so buckle up. Now the consensus is Errol Spence is just going to overpower him. Gonna force him up against the ropes. Just use his size on him because Mikey Garcia is moving up in weight. In fact, his last fight was at lightweight. This will be at 147, so he's going up 12 pounds. People think that Mikey Garcia is going to put up a good effort, but is going to get just overwhelmed by Errol Spence's accuracy and combination punching. It's going to tear him up to the body, and Garcia's going to fold. I see it a lot different than that. Now we're like 4.5 months away, so we got some more time to discuss it, and I'll go further into detail as the fight gets closer. Here's why I'm picking Mikey Garcia. I think he's a master at controlling range. That left jab is one of the best jabs in boxing. And he always knows right where his opponent is, like when to step back, counter. As much of a beast as Errol Spence is, like I said, not just the combination punching, but the accuracy behind the punches. Here's the problem. This is what I think is going to be the poise to his demise. He's flat-footed. Study the Kell Brook fight. The first 5 or 6 rounds of the Kell Brook fight. It was about even, and Brook has a very similar style to Mikey Garcia. Likes to use the jab a lot, but can open up with power punches and combinations when he wants to. He was giving Errol Spence trouble. He wasn't necessarily beating him, but he exposed some weaknesses. I think Garcia's poise and his patience is going to allow him to be able to pick his spots, and I think he comes out with a very close decision win. That's what I think at this point. Now, Mikey Garcia gets kind of this view as a guy who's not a big puncher. Let me tell you, he's a very big puncher. He's not exactly an aggressive-minded fighter, I guess, but behind the counter punches comes so much power because he catches you when you're off balance because he's so good at controlling range and making you miss and then capitalizing, and he knows just where your head's going to be, where where to pick his shots. And you look at his highlights, he has plenty of spectacular knockouts. So, like I said, I don't think Garcia is going to beat Spence in a dogfight. Of course not. Are you kidding me? Spence is way too big for that. Way too powerful for that, rather. The reason I bring that up is because Spence is kind of used to walking opponents down, walking through them. Garcia's going to get his respect early, I believe. I think he has plenty of power to keep Spence off him. So, I'm sure most of you guys disagree with that, but I'm sticking with it. Now, there was a video about a week or two ago about Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford confronting one another, talking smack to one another. They think they're getting ready for a showdown after Spence beats Garcia. Listen, man, I really don't get it. I don't get it at all. I know people, as much as people like that matchup, and I like that matchup, Spence and Crawford, you gotta worry about Mikey Garcia first. You've got a huge challenge on your hands, bro. Mikey Garcia is ranked in, I'd say, the majority of people's top 5 pound-for-pound list. This isn't a pushover. This is a guy who's ran through junior lightweight, ran through lightweight, and I know, and he also won a junior welterweight title. I know he's fighting at welterweight now, but you can't underestimate a guy like that. And I think Errol Spence might be doing that. And finally, this weekend we've got Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, live on Showtime pay-per-view, Saturday, December 1st. Can't wait. At the moment, I'm picking Wilder by 7th round knockout. I think Fury probably boxes his ears off for the first 4 or 5 rounds. Then Wilder catches him with something in the 5th or 6th and takes him out in the 7th. If you haven't seen Tyson Fury fight before and you just look at him, there's no way that you say, oh, that guy's probably agile, a good defensive fighter. No. But really he is, and he showed that in the biggest win of his career a few years back against Vladimir Klitschko. Thing is, for one, like I said, that was a few years ago, and 2, as great as Klitschko was and as long of a run as he had, he's not an aggressive-minded fighter like Wilder is. Wilder, he lands one big right hand, you're probably done if he catches you right. As many technical flaws as Wilder might show, does Fury really have the ability to fight a perfect fight for 12 full rounds and stay away from that right hand for a full 12 rounds? I don't think so. Alright, I'm going to wrap this one up. I'll have a couple more videos this week, and definitely a Wilder Fury prediction on Thursday or Friday. Until next time, Joe Box TV,